Kwam Yasha Allah, Koholoyamla, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakahakodash, double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well by the Spirit, taught us this beautiful truth. Just want to say the water to all the H.I.M and equates that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes and commandments of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai to the best of their ability. This is Yachanan Nawaf just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And going to touch on a few headlines, basically, to basically warn the flock, to keep our people in tune with what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a part of what the prophets are to do, the watchmen are to do. We're supposed to watch, blow the trumpet when we see, things that are detrimental to, the people, our people, the flock, the elect of Israel. And this is one article that I've seen. And I just dropped a couple of articles into my history. And I'm going to read through it, headlines, maybe a little bit, got to keep it low key though, so to speak, because the two, they're real choppy about certain subjects right now, if you get what I mean. All right. So this one says homelessness being outlawed, right? It says, as stated by the Zebra in their history of U.S. ownership, how housing has changed since the 1960s. The United States is in the midst of a housing crisis. They report that 40 million renters are currently at risk of eviction. That equates to almost half of the renters in the U.S. That's crazy. In serious danger of losing their homes, while minority residents, primarily Black and Latinos, which are, pretty much Southern Kingdom, Northern Kingdom, which are Israelites. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, you are Israelites. You're not blacks. You're not Hispanics, Native Americans, Haitians, Jamaicans, Dominicans, Latinos. You're not any of those names that the so-called white man gave you when he enslaved you. You are Israelites. You come from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob's name was changed into Israel or Yasharallah in the Hebrew tongue. And he had 12 sons. And we all come from one of those 12 sons, and we have enemies. And that's the reason why we're definitely at the bottom of the totem pole in everything in society. And that's a part of the curses in Deuteronomy chapter 28 as well, where the Lord said that, hey, if you obey me, you'll be on top. If you don't, I'm going to put you on the bottom, and I'm going to let these other nations rule over you, and mainly the so-called white man. But these other nations, they get their licks in too on us. All right, but anyway, it says while minority residents, primarily Black and Latinos, are disproportionately affected by this, the current economic situation has caused this to hit all races. So now what we're starting to see in these end days is that the curses are starting to fall on our enemies, like the scriptures say. And I'm trying to think if that's, let me see, it's been a minute on that scripture. Let me see if I can find it though. I think Deuteronomy 30. Or maybe I'm tripping. Yep. Deuteronomy 30 and 7. Let me put a highlight on this baby. Hot topics. And Yahweh, thy God, when you see Lord or Lord in all caps, that's going off into Yahweh. That's the true name of the Father, Yahweh. Yah meaning he, Hawa meaning existing one, or he is to be. And the true name of the Son is Yahweh. Yah meaning he, Hawashai is going up into deliverer or savior. And that's the true name of the fathers and the Father and Son. There's no such thing as Jesus in the Bible or Jehovah in the Bible, because the letter J wasn't invented until 1524. So 500 years ago, the letter J was invented, but the Lord walked the earth 2,000 years ago. So of course we know the Lord's name can't be Jesus. And it's common knowledge now. You just got to do a little research. You go off into you could go into the Greek. You'll see that they pretty much use a transliteration of Jesus. But when you go into the Hebrew, that name is Yahweh. And he was a Hebrew Israelite from the tribe of Judah, or Yahweh. So you got to get the names correct. He's not some blonde hair, blue eyed white guy. You got to get all that shit out of your head. We're living in the last days where the lies are being turned over. The Lord has the real men of the Lord out on the highways and byways teaching the truth of the scriptures now. The children of Israel are awakening. And the scriptures is only for the children of Israel. It can only be taught and clearly understood by the children of Israel, because it was only given to the children of Israel and by the Spirit. Now it's not a black or white thing. Don't get me wrong on that, because it's not a color thing. Esau, Edom, which is the biblical name for the so-called white man, he put all these colors out here. Colors are not nationalities. Colors are not ethnicities. Continents are not ethnicities. The so-called white man gave the world that, man. He gave the world that. Everyone has a biblical nationality or biblical ethnicity, right? So it's not about a black or white thing. It's not a color thing. It's an Israel. If your DNA goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you can look like any nation of people. But if your DNA goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, then that makes you an Israelite. And see, the Israelites were scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And that was a part of one of the curses that the Lord placed on us. Us not listening to him. He scattered us and let these other nations basically enslave us. And we've been scattered all over the earth. So now our people don't look like the dark-skinned people that they used to look like. Now they look like some of everyone. Everywhere that we've been scattered, we look like Japanese people, Chinese people, Cambodians, Filipino, you name it. But the seed line goes through the dad. So if you come from one of those 12 sons, and if this scriptures resonate with your spirit, you're an Israelite. Because the spirit is not going to resonate with a heathen. Anyway, Deuteronomy 30:7, and the Lord Yahweh thy God will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecute thee. So this is what's happening in these last days. Because see, this right here, notice how they say this situation, it says the current economic situation has caused this to hit all races. See, now the so-called white man, he's going through it. They used to be the only ones that could get a goddamn house. Their whole thing with their whole law system was set up for them to get down. But now they're not doing so well. They're not doing so well. Why you think they out here, looking at Trump to be the great white hope? Because they believe Trump, especially these older Edomites, they could, they lived in a time period. As a matter of fact, I seen an Edomite today at the job. Hadn't seen him in a long time, but he retired anyway. Older Edomite. Guy got to be in his 60s or whatever. I remember the last time I kicked it with him before he left. It was probably about a year or so ago. And I just, I hadn't seen him for a while, so I figured he had went on along with his plans. But, I used to see him, and he was always telling me about how he was having a house built down in the South. And he would, travel from, Michigan here to go down there and, check on everything. And so finally the house got built. Now he had a brand new house built from scratch. But I seen him today. I guess he was doing a little, come back to visit type of deal. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I seen him like, oh, hey, how you doing? Whatever, you know what I'm saying? But his damn leg was gone. I'm like, man, what the fuck? I ain't even, I didn't even want to get off and ask him, like, what happened to you? But he was on a prosthetic, one of those metal legs and had a cane. And I'm thinking like, well, damn, what the fuck happened to you that quick? I ain't even asking. I don't, I never did, but all I knew was it was just kind of like I thought about it. Like, he's one of those American brave flag waving ass, because them Edomites have a American flag, at their cubicle. Just off the side of the cubicle, let you know, hey, look, we're proud, goddammit. Because they know what's going on. See, they see the fall of America. So now you're starting to see a lot more of them, or the older ones, they're pretty patriotic. And they want to, throw it in your face that, hey, look, we're still here. And they looking for Trump to bring them back. But I seen the guy's damn leg was gone, and I couldn't do nothing but, once I got away from him, I started snickering and shit. Because, it just reminded me of the downfall of Esau, man. But he had a house built. And I guess before everything kind of caved and shit, you know what I'm saying? He had a little bit of money, put away. And then I worked with this other Edomite where, he had to go through he had some, a lot of money put up for his he got like 3 or 4 granddaughters. He don't even have no grandsons or nothing like that to carry on a family name, I guess. But anyway, hey, he had a nice little amount of money, because because he lives in a house off the river, you know, got acres and acres of land. That's how them Edomites be living. He's an older Edomite, but all those Edomites had to come out of retirement to come back to work. Now his ass working with me. And I just be laughing, you know, kind of snickering. He be telling me shit. But, you know, he had a nice nest egg set up for his granddaughters. He had the college money already set out for them to go to college. You know, he had some money, you know what I'm saying, you know, in case they got married. You know how Edomites get down. You know, he had a nice little nest egg set up for him, but he had to run through it. He didn't spend the shit because he ain't had no choice because the economy got that bad. Anyway. It says, in many cases, rising home prices have forced many would-be home buyers to rent instead. Management companies across the nation have taken notice and been purchasing homes to use as rental properties. Yup. So guess what? The so-called white man, they buying up everything that you could buy, and they're gonna rent it to your ass for whatever prices they deem fit. And they got to go ahead to go up on the rent, because when COV went down, and they had that rent, the moratorium, I think it's called, you know, where they was kind of cutting people slack. And people wasn't paying rent for like 2 years, you know, damn near 3 years. You know, even right now, some people still going through it, trying to, you know, some of them property owners, man, they was going through it. They couldn't pay the mortgage on the house because they wasn't getting paid. And they came up with that rent moratorium, I think it's called, and people just abused it. So once that shit clipped, those renters was like, nope, you know what? I don't even want no money from you. Get the fuck out of my house. You know? But the rent is crazy now, man. I can't, you know, I can't even imagine, man. You know what I'm saying? Being how some of these single mothers are, you know, that because this single mothers, every single mother is not on food stamps and Section 8. I know a few women, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, they go to work. And they working 2-3 jobs trying to keep those goddamn houses and apartments that they got. And want a man to be trying to help them. They want you to help them. Hey, look, dude's not trying to get involved with that shit. You know, it's coming to a point where a lot of people are just shacking up together. A lot of grown-ups to move back in with their mamas and daddies. The ones that, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, that, because it's only really one generation, the last generation of the older people, so to speak. You know, those are the only ones that kind of, you know, held on, so to speak, because, you know, they worked in the past. They retired. They getting their pensions. Some of them saved up a nice little nest egg, you know, and so these so-called white people, you know, that's in their 30s, 40s, they moving back home with their parents, with the kids. See? So this place is through, man. Matter of fact, you know, I know I kind of don't want to ramble too much, but let's get this. Because this place is just swirling, man, out of control. Let's get Ecclesiasticus 25, also known as the Book of Sirach. Verse 7, there be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy. And the 10th I will utter with my tongue, a man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. So, and this is what we're witnessing, the fall of our enemy, man. Now, our people going to go through it too, because Jacob's trouble going to be harsh. But to see Esau go through the shit that we used to go through, or still going through, rather, it's amazing, man, and they can't handle it well. They're not handling it well at all, bro. These guys, hey, there's plenty of videos where you'll see these damn Edomites is bugging the fuck out. You matter of fact, I say it all the time, be circumspect when you go out in public. These motherfuckers are stabbing people now. They doing mass stabbings now. They done went from you know, they can't get their hands on the gun. These motherfuckers, because you know they been shooting up schools, shooting up Walmart, shooting up concerts, you know, just, so you got to be circumspect with them. You have to watch them, man, when you out in public, man. I say, hey, I say it all the time, go do your shopping early as possible as you can. And still, you got to watch. The scripture says to walk circumspectly. Be wise, basically, because the days are evil. Walk circumspectly. To be, you know, you have to watch and look around. You know, it goes off into spiritual, but it goes off into physical as well. You got people, man, that be running around. They got headphones in their damn ears, looking down at a fucking phone and not looking left, right, up, down, nothing. just looking at a damn phone. They don't know if somebody following them. They don't know if somebody, they people just not aware. You have to be a lot more aware these days, man. Okay, but anyway, let's get a little bit more. I might just keep it simply to this article, but I wanted to touch on a couple more headlines. It says, in many cases, rising home prices have forced many would-be home buyers to rent instead. Management companies across the nation have taken notice and been purchasing homes to use as rental properties, further increasing costs by reducing the number of homes for sale to individuals and families. With that increased demand of rental properties, rental rates have also increased. It is estimated by Business Insider that over 9 million potential buyers have been priced out of the market by the surge in home prices since 2022. Similarly, rental rates for both houses and apartments have been on the incline, averaging $1,900 per month overall. Average asking rent for houses are over $2,000 per month, with apartments averaging just under $1,700. Even though unemployment is reported to be lower than the long-term average of 5.70%, the current rate of 3.90% is an increase over last month and almost a half percentage point higher than this time last year. Okay. Combining higher rents with higher unemployment logically only produces higher homelessness. Yep. On May 21st, this journalist and his family were scheduled to be set out from their home due to eviction. The deputy constable in charge of the process, Sherry Pierce of Tarrant County Precinct 7, had already performed 24 such evictions that morning. God damn. Before arriving to the home at 10 a.m. Damn. Ooh, wait, boy, they was out early to the boy. 24 by 10 a.m. God, man. It says, granted, all the earlier evictions had occurred at the same apartment complex, but this deputy constable ended up performing 25 such actions before noon that day. She stated that this was the worst she had seen in her 20 years as a deputy constable. Golly. My goodness gracious. Each odd numbered year, the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, performs a count of homeless people. HUD has two categories of homeless people, sheltered and unsheltered. And HUD considers persons in both categories to be homeless. Homeless persons are defined as those living in emergency shelters, transitional shelters, and safe havens that serve homeless persons with severe mental illness, in hotels, motels, outdoors, in cars, in abandoned buildings, and other places unfit for human habitation, with friends if unable to stay more than 14 days. After largely declining between 2007 and 2022, homelessness abruptly reversed course in 2023 with an increase of 12.1%. Man, that's a lot, man. Based on personal experience with the statement by the Deputy Constable Pierce, it seems that this trend is continuing through 2024. According to the Eviction Lab, over 1.1 million evictions have been filed in the past year. Golly, with almost 76,000 in the past month. As evictions and homelessness are on the rise, cities and states are attempting to draw in new residents through beautification efforts. Some of that beautification includes moving the homeless into the shadows and out of public view. That's generally what they do when they have, big events come to a city. Things like that. I remember when the Super Bowl came here back in the days, and they got all the homeless off the street, cleaned up, downtown and all that little shit like that. They threw them homeless people in some vans, and it was real cold. It was a real cold winter that winter. I remember that. It was when I think the Pittsburgh Steelers was here, and it was cold as shit that winter. But they drove, though. They were supposedly been because the city ended up getting sued. I remember it. They ended up loading them up in vans, supposedly taking them to hotels and places to stay. But they drove them off. There was some of them that they drove off into, I'm not sure exactly, maybe 20 miles or so away, and just put them out the van, and they ended up freezing to death in the snow. Something to that extent. I remember that. So That's pretty much how they do. You know, because you could bend a corner in any of these cities. It'll be pretty as shit down in a downtown area, but just bend a corner or two, and you'll see that it ain't what you thinking it is. You fuck around. You go to a city, you think, hey, you better stay within the downtown vicinity of it, cause these places are trash, man, and it's all over America. States like Texas and Florida have passed laws prohibiting camping on public property without authorization. So they basically, like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, we know you don't have a place to live. We don't give a fuck, you know, but you can't, you know, what are you going to arrest them and house them in a jail cell? You know, because a lot of the times, you know, that's just American history where a lot of homeless people, hey, they'll crack your ass over the head, you know, or, you know, do something to get them enough jail time to just last them through the winter. You know, do a little petty crime, go to jail for them 3 months, 4 months, you know, just to get out of the elements, man. Depends on what state you in. Like, I'm in Michigan, man. It gets cold as shit here. Last place you want to be is outside. For real, for real. I mean, just even being in a house with no heat. Because, you know, Esau, man, been clipping heat. Esau was clipping water. I know here where I'm at in Detroit, you know, they Esau was cutting off water and shit for overdue water bills and shit like that. But it was like, you know, well, it's the COVID, the COVID thing, you know, the people have to wash their hands and wash up and be clean to keep this. And wasn't paying bills. You know, they want, but you was getting the money. Why not just pay the bills? So, I mean, it is what it is, man. And then, you know, also I'm in a, you know, here where they will have what they call dollar homes, or you can go through the land bank. You know what I'm saying? It's houses all through the hood and stuff right over here where I'm at right now that people bought during the pandemic. They used a lot of that unemployment money, stacked up. The auction, like $1,000 on your debit card or credit card or whatever, and then you bid on the house. Some of them houses is trash as hell, but it don't make no difference how trash they are. If you got a skill, you know anything about, I mean, you know, first months, the process was you had to have basically the basics together within the first 6 months, which is basically like your plumbing and electricity, so to speak. The rest of that shit you can work on over time. It ain't nothing to work on a room at a time in the house. You know, you just wanted somewhere to really, you know, just wash up, be able to use the toilet if you needed to. Not necessarily even nothing. You ain't even need to. You know, you can microwave some shit or crock pot some shit or whatever the hell. You could have, whatever, barbecued outside or whatever the hell until you got all that together. But electricity, you know, you had to have a professional, of course. You can't just be doing that shit on your own. But you had to prove to them that you had those couple of things done, and you was good to go. Shit, a lot of these people, man, got a house for $1,000, $1,200, $1,500, $2,000. You know what I'm saying? Walk through the neighborhood right now and just, you know, remember like that house was fucked up. But people grabbed them. It's a nice big ass house right in back of me right now and shit. You know, that ain't nobody, I'm surprised ain't nobody grabbed it because it's a nice. I should have, you know, if I didn't, you know, if I wasn't into this truth and just kind of felt like America was gonna last, I would have done some shit like that. I mean, even though I still could, you know, but man, you know, we're just about our daily bread in this place, man. We're not thinking about Esau's kingdom. Another one, what I'm talking about, They got the roll your sleeve shit ready already. You know, they already preparing for fall. You know what I'm saying? For a new, you know, roll your sleeve up for the last reason they had you in the house. You know, speaking in code, because they will knock your video. And they'll strike your shit, knock your video down, man. And this is all leading up to the MOTB, that mark of the beauty and the beast, man. According to Revelation 13 and 16. The apostles was just talking about it and going into it. It was one lady, supposedly she had a dream that she was, you know, they had put that thing in her and her child, and that she was in like a FEMA camp or some crazy shit. And she didn't understand what the dream was about. She just pretty much thought it was normal. But, you know, I know the apostles was talking about going a little bit more off into the MOTB, which we call it the, you know, you might hear the brothers say C-HIP, or they'll say MOTB, which is an acronym for MARK of the BEAST. See, you had to use code words for stuff like this because they strike videos down for you even mentioning Revelation 13, 16. Straight up. So you have to read between the lines, man, when we're doing a lot of these lessons. But this is what it's going to lead up to, because it says matter of fact, let me go into it. Let me go into it in the blue letter. Slovakia. Revelation. This is what all this stuff is leading up to, because they're going to, you know, round those people up, man. They round those people up a lot, and you never see those people anymore. You be wondering, like, well, damn, what happened? Certain people, you know, you just see all the time, and you just kind of, you know, and all of a sudden you ain't seen them in a year, 2 years, man. Ain't no telling where they gathering these people up and taking them to. Well, we already know Esau, he's got some encaptures for your ass, man. Revelation 13 and 16, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, see, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. And that's coming, man. That's coming. See, all the stress that people are going through, they, you know, people just, I can't fucking take it no more. I can't take it. I can't take it. I can't take it. Esau he gonna have a remedy. He gonna be like, well, hey, look, universal income. We'll give you this amount of money. You just come on through, but you gotta have this though. You gotta have that the MOTB in you. So when you come down to whatever building and you gotta beep in, beep. You know they barcode your ass. And no telling how they gonna roll that out, man. But we understand that it's gonna be soon, man. It can't be that far away, because it's too much talks of World War III going on. The wars, rumors of wars. We can see it gearing up, man. All this man got to do is say up, blackout. Russia hit us hacked our systems. Blackout go down. You wake up tomorrow, man, and that little money you had in that motherfucker gone. Telling you, rich or poor. So these people right here. And then, you know, Esau too as well. You know, it's places in America, man, where you can just, pretty much all these states, they kind of got it. But, you know, mostly it's the Democratic states where, you know, hey, most of these people, man, out on these streets because they just want to get high. That's what it all boils down to. I seen one guy, he was talking about, well, I got a place to live. I can easily go home to my family. But, you know, it's just easier for me to get my drugs out here. And see, Esau not going to have no problems with you wanting to take some dope. They got, places where you can legally go get high. They will help you. They have people that will actually help you get the dose of high that you want without you overdosing. And if you overdose, they'll hit you with that Narcan, I think it's called. They got Narcan vending machines. The police officers, they generally will have it for overdose victims. But they got centers where you literally walk in. They got clean, fresh, brand new syringes for you. Hey, they was giving out crack stems, man, crack pipes and shit like that. That was good old Joe Biden. He said it was discrimination that you was passing out needles and you wasn't giving the so-called blacks their crack stems, clean crack stems. Hey, this place is through. This place is through. So when it straight comes down to it, these people right here would be the very first people that they would kind of hit anyway, because they really don't have no general rights to begin with. They'll load these people up in a van, man, and say, hey, look, we got all the get high you want, as long as you take this. I would give it to me, man. Hey, it's about to get grimy out here, man. I mean, this is this is the kingdom that you're living in, where the richest country in the world, or at least that's what they brag about. You got all this money going to Ukraine. I just seen an article where they're supposed to be sending them another 250 million or something like that. But you sending all this money to Ukraine. You got all this money to go to Israel. You funding this, you funding that. You funding all these wars. You doing all this bullshit. But you're not helping your people. And this is not just an American thing. This is global. I'm telling you, I watch Euro News, man. I see that shit on. I'm like, God damn. This shit is all over in Rome. You be thinking that you going to tourist destinations and shit. And you get to some of these countries, man, them countries is not what they used to be. You might as well stay here in America. For real. Tent cities all over the world, man, because of Esau. It's not what it used to be, man. The so-called white man, he done fell off, man. So, and we pray for more of it to happen, man. So I'm gonna end out there. Hey, beautiful. We applaud it. We applaud it. Again, the scripture says, hey, he that be, you're happy to see the fall of your enemies, man. And these comments, oh my, I ain't even going into let's see, let's get a comment or two. Fiona says, for the life of me, I don't understand why they spend millions of dollars for a Band-Aid to fix the problem. Why don't they spend that money better by putting these people and the migrants in the abandoned towns and letting them rebuild it and make a new and hopefully prosperous town, which would accomplish far more than what is being done now. I don't know about all that. Yeah, there are a bunch of abandoned towns here, though. This person says it's 3,800 abandoned towns in America, most in the 20th century. Am I the only one who thinks this could work? 3,800 abandoned towns? Hey, you can't drive through some of these places and be like, what the fuck happened here? Like, for real. I was seeing so many, in Detroit here, they blighted, they call them blighted houses. So they've been tearing down houses. If I were to turn on my camera right now, I'm outside right now, right directly across the street from me is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lots, 6 houses that was torn down right across the street from me directly. Right next to me on my side of the street, they just tore down one yesterday. But it's 5 it's 5 on this side. And 5 on the other side, directly behind across the street. In the back block from me, it's only 3 houses on that block. Let me see. 1, 2. The one that I said that was a pretty good house that somebody could do some work with and have a nice big ass house too. It's a nice size house. But it's 2 houses on the corner. One, I see some Issachar that came in. They built up one as of this year. Nice big house. They done a real nice job with it too. Probably one of the prettiest houses I've seen somebody actually redo. But it's 1, 2, 3. It's 5 houses on that block, on that back block. Now, mind you, each block got at least fucking shit. I don't fucking know. I mean, it's like, let me see. Let me just do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So about 40 houses within a block. But this back block only got like 5. And the school, it's a big ass school right behind me. That's been abandoned. Motherfuckers is dropping off jet skis, they old ass boats. See, when they see stuff like that, people just drop off a bunch of garbage. That's a lot of trash. People just doing illegal dumping. And man, this place is through, man. 3,800 abandoned towns. I mean, shit, Tent City is like the OK Corral anyway. But you might as well at least, hey, man, yeah, just, hey, give them their damn tents and let them go to some of these towns. Drop them off there, man. You better, I mean, if anything, you better off. I mean, you save a lot more money, taxpayers-wise. Yeah, just pulling up in some damn food trucks and feeding there. I mean, whatever. Get their asses, a box of food, whatever, You got all this money to go to all these other places. But see, that's Esau, man. Esau just dumb as hell. Man, you could build a whole, you can build a whole community of tiny homes. Or mobile homes. What's so wrong with mobile homes? There's mobile home communities all over the place. Or at least where I stay, it's kind of rare here in the cities, but, it's mobile home communities. Anyway, hey, Esau don't have the sense that the Lord gave a billy goat. That old saying. But hey, man, hey, this it's got to happen. It's got to happen. This place must fall. It must cave. If you get see, that's what I'm saying about these old ass Trump supporters. They remember when America was what they call great. They can't believe the shit that they're watching. They can't believe the shit that they're seeing. But it's their own people that have made this place cave. It's their own people. It's their own rulership. Their own way of doing things and thinking. They don't have that righteousness within them, man. Motherfuckers able to just run throughout the earth and just do what they want to do now, get a slap on the wrist. People doing all kinds of crimes and shit. You just, a lot of the times not even showing up to pick their asses up and take them to jail. But if you take them to jail, they right back out within a few hours. Anyway, with that, I pray that the lesson was edifying. Kwame Yashala.